Great decorating is all about the details, including a gorgeous textured set of coasters. How we love a coaster. Functional. And why not be beautiful? Quince has a gorgeous set of woven rattan coasters in 3 terrific colors with their own little holder that you're going to absolutely love. And if you haven't visited quince.com/DTT yet, get on over there. It's everyday elevated living without the markup. From crisp 100% linen bedding and soft organic cotton towels to airy curtains and premium kitchen tools designed for everyday use. And the best part? Like Quince's clothing, their home goods are half the cost of similar brands. By partnering with top artisans, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. Elevate your space with home essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
Santa, lend me your ear. Hi, I'm Anita Joyce here with Kelly Wilkness, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today, we're talking about gifts we'd love to get and to give. And it does seem that a lot of things that I like to get for Christmas are things for my house. And I know you're the same way, Kelly.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? It's hard for people to know what to get. People like us, you know, so it's good to put this podcast out there for anyone to listen.
So are you saying this whole podcast is really just for our family to listen to? And
I might be sending this one around, you know, or giving permission to myself, to maybe purchase these things for myself and maybe get 2, one for somebody else, maybe one for you, Anita, one for me.
Oh, there you go.
So now I'll know what you really want this season. You know what I love to get, and I do get this for myself because it is hard to get for someone else. But if you really know the person, it is a wonderful thing to get just a small stack of books that they might have time to enjoy over the holiday season. We're always so busy coming up to this season, and it seems like it gets to be a shorter period of time between 4th of July and Christmas every year somehow. So we're all busy, but I do carve out some time over the holidays. I love that time between Christmas and New Year, or Hanukkah and New Year, or whatever you're celebrating, and the coming New Year. And I do like to find a nice spot, those like reading nooks that we talk about a lot, creating them. I actually find one or more than one in my own house, and I sit down and I love to read slim little volumes, something you can get through in almost like a couple of hours or over a weekend. And
that's a good idea.
Yeah, not really even a novel, or it could be a novel, but maybe a short little memoir, or just something that's going to make you think, or something that's going to take you to a special place. And this year, my little stack includes Comfort of Crows by Margaret Rinkle. Love her work. She's an amazing writer. She's an essayist. Late Migrations was on my stack last year, or maybe even the year before. And this is her new book, Comfort of Crows. And I was introduced to a book called Soulful. So how could I resist that? And it's by a woman named Farrell Mason. And it's weekly devotionals to feed the mind, body, and soul. The reviews are that it's a joyous resource. So who could resist? And then one I've read already, but I'm going to go back and read again, is Spring Rain, A Life Lived in the Garden by Mark Hamer. I love all his work as well. He's the guy who wrote To Catch a Mole and From Seed to Dust. And if you can purchase these books at a local bookstore, all the better, or a small bookstore online. You can purchase from a lot of bookstores such as Parnassus online, and they'll actually ship it to you. We're going to put the Amazon links in the show notes just because that makes them accessible to everyone. But if you can get to a local bookstore, please do.
It's interesting that you mentioned memoirs, because that is my favorite kind of book. To me, this is the best because, anybody can make up a story and create something out of whole cloth that's not real. But read about somebody's real story. And some of these stories are so amazing. It's hard to believe it really happened to somebody. So I do love those. And I think you're giving me some ideas. And I think this is going to be one of my goals going forward for the coming year, is to sit and read some books rather than kind of watching what's going on online, all that stuff. You just kind of get caught up, and that can be very upsetting and depressing. But I would like a feel-good book that I can curl up with. So I'm excited to check out your books that you have selected, because I know you have a good feel for what's going to be a good book, and you do read a lot. So the item that I have first on my list will go so well with the reading, and I think I need this for reading a book. It is the coziest throw you have ever seen. It is a checked pattern, but it's all these different colors. It's pink and orange and green and blue, and it's really pretty. And this one has wool in it. It is a wool blend. It's 60 by 50, and I think that would be so warm and cozy. This would be such a nice companion piece to have with a wonderful book to read.
Oh, yeah. Good one. Here's a site, a place, an Instagram account that has beautiful products that you can purchase that you should all become familiar with. It's Flamingo Estate. It's this rambling old Mediterranean house here in Los Angeles, up in the hills. And it's owned, or leased, I don't really know which, by a guy named Richard. And he has taken on this big property. It's got tons of citrus. It's got olives. It's got all kinds of things growing in this beautiful property. And it's fairly magical. You just fall into his rabbit hole if you check out the website, which we'll link in the show notes. And the whole idea is that he believes in the power of the human hand and creating beauty. I mean, there's nothing not to like about this site. They create beautiful candles and soaps and olive oils, and they partner with different makers and growers locally and more far-flung. They are very famous for their Roma tomato candle. Now, you might be like, a tomato candle, but they are magnificent. And they also have a collection that comes in a beautiful box from Flamingo Estate. You can send it to, you gift it and send it straight there. Or, of course, you could get it and wrap it and then give it to your recipient. The box that I have chosen from Flamingo Estate is their holiday ambiance set. So it's 6 4-ounce candles that are all hand poured and all the good stuff that a candle should be. So you get 2 of the Roma tomato, you get 2 of the Adriatic sage, and 2 of the climbing rosemary. And they're in these beautiful green, clear, smoky green containers. So that's $150. What a magnificent gift.
Candle, that's good. Would be nice while you're reading your book, wrapped up in that throw. And my next item would also go well with the throw. It is a velvet pillow. Now, this one appealed to me. We both love velvet pillows, but this pillow actually reminded me of some pillows my grandmother had. And I don't know, her pillows might have been from the 50s or 60s. I'm not really sure when she bought them, but they're round pillows and they have the button in the center, and the fabric is kind of gathered around. You've seen those pillows, haven't you?
Yeah. I love those. They really came back on trend, if you will, or back in fashion a couple of years ago. They're great.
Right. So that's what this is. And because it's kind of gathered, the fabric is around the center and pushed in where the button is, there's lots of texture to it. So it really picks up the light as the fabric shimmers. So there's areas where you can kind of really see the texture, and the color kind of changes because the fabric is not flat. So it's really a beautiful pillow. The one I selected is a kind of a medium pink.
So pretty. And it's nice to add round. I'm always mentioning that. Adding some round shapes, whether it's a mirror or a coffee table or this pillow, to your decor is a great idea. It's an organic shape that you don't get a lot in furniture or rugs or other things in your home, or walls or things like that.
I noticed that you love the round item added. You do recommend that an awful lot.
I do, because it really does make a difference. It's interesting to the eye. It does create a little bit of a tension between the squares and the rectangles, and just kind of throws things off a little bit in an interesting, great way. So here's something that might throw the recipient off a little bit. How about writing someone a beautiful letter, and that is part of the gift. And the other part of the gift is beautiful stationery so that they can either pass that on to someone else or they could even write you back. And you would get a proper letter in the mail with a stamp and your name and address on it. And so I picked out some beautiful stationery, and I picked out ones that are cards. So you don't have to get carried away. It doesn't have to be a 10-page letter pouring out your heart. It can be a simple greeting, but isn't it wonderful to get something in the mail that isn't junk mail or a bill? And I think it would just be such a wonderful way to reach out and touch somebody over the season, maybe somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, or maybe a relative that can't travel. I think that would be such a wonderful gift, better than a pair of socks for sure. There's so many beautiful stationery shops out there and bigger companies doing stationery, but because we like to shop small and local, or small and sort of local, whatever we can, local to someone, Etsy is where I went to find a stationery designer. I found a company called Proper ID Please, and I think she's in Alabama. I'm somewhere in the South, but I think it's Alabama. Fabulous reviews, lots and lots of sales. People are super happy, and you can get 10 cards with the envelope, and the cards are monogrammed. Anita will love that. But what I think is really fun about this particular design is that the envelopes, when you open the envelope, there's a really beautiful design inside the envelope. So it's just like a little extra touch. They have everything from Napoleonic type bees to, she had things that are toile, and then, they have all sorts of different designs. She has lots and lots and lots of choices and lots of different colors that you can choose each in. So we'll link that in the show notes. But I just think writing someone a letter that you haven't heard from in a long time, or somebody that you don't get to see too much, even if you talk to them on the phone, would be fantastic.
My next item goes hand in glove with this beautiful stationery that you're talking about.
And everyone, we don't plan these.
We do not. That's what's so funny. So this is a set of letter openers and scissors. Yeah, okay. So the letter openers, they're kind of a yawner, but they do come in a set. But the thing that I thought was super cute are the scissors, and these are Eiffel Tower scissors. They are shaped like the Eiffel Tower.
So
and
cute.
Super cute. I mean, what a great idea. It's less than $10.
Wow.
And these have great reviews. I mean, what a fun gift to give someone, like if you need to buy just an inexpensive gift for someone, what a clever thing. And I think most people would enjoy them. They're going to be using them. And every time they cut a piece of paper, they're going to be or open a letter, they're going to be thinking about you.
Hey, we'll be right back with the rest of the show, but keep listening so we can continue bringing you DTT. I can't stop using dupe.com. This is an amazing website, service, best friend. I absolutely love it. So you find something that you really want and it's too expensive, it's a budget buster. Then you use dupe.com and you can find almost the exact thing or very similar products for much less. So I was crushing on this incredibly gorgeous coffee table. I had it in my mind. I had it in my Pinterest boards. I had it everywhere, but I just didn't have it in my house because it was too expensive. When I learned about dupe.com, that was the first product that I tested. And boy, did I find some amazing dupes. And I purchased one. So the original was almost $3,000. And Dupe showed me many choices, all the way down to under $200. Now, you may think something this extraordinary is hard to use, but it's so easy. Just type dupe.com / before any product URL in your browser, and boom, it instantly finds you less expensive alternatives. They even have an app and a browser extension you can download. No account required, no sign up required. It's completely free. That's completely free free to use. Stop wasting your money on brand names and start saving with dupe.com today. How about a David Austin gift card? David Austin, if you don't know, David Austin, he has sadly passed, but he was the gentleman who came up with the English rose, and obviously they're available in American soil and also to go into American soil. I love David Austin roses. They are spectacular and healthy, and I love to buy myself, and sometimes I buy for others too, if they're gardeners. You don't want to hand someone a bare root rose if they're not really a gardener, because they look all gnarled up and like really kind of nothing until you plant them and they bloom. But if you gave a bare root rose, particularly a David Austin bare root rose, to a gardener, they would be delighted. But even better than that, get them a David Austin gift card. The catalog is rose porn. There's just no other way to describe it. I just pour over it. The roses are so stunning. The photography is over the top beautiful. And you can search in the catalog by zone. You can search by color. You can search whether it's hardier, on the hardier side, or whether or not it has fragrance. It's a wonderfully well put together catalog. And then I would accompany that with the gift card. What a beautiful gift. I would love that. If anyone's listening that knows me and wants to gift me that, absolutely fabulous. I'm going to definitely get myself 3 new Desdemonas because I need them to fill out my white rose garden in the front. So that gift card would come in handy for me. But what a great idea. If you're not familiar with David Austin roses, we'll link the whole site in the show notes. And from there, you can get a gift card. Or if you don't even want to get a gift card, you can just order their catalog and then introduce yourself to the world of David Austin roses.
Another goal of mine for next year is to do more gardening and to work on my yard. So I'm excited about that. It's been a long time coming, but I think it's time for me to start gardening. Maybe I've hit that age where it's just a requirement that you garden. So I don't know.
Then I got old really fast because I've been doing it a long time.
I think you've been an old soul for a long time. Yeah.
Maybe. Old soil. Yeah, join me in the garden, Anita. You're going to love it.
I'm very excited about it, actually. See, another passion of mine is cooking and baking, which is really hard because I don't really eat much sugar anymore, but I can bake for other people. And this item is a beautiful mixing bowl. It's pink, Mason and Cash, which is a UK company. We love so many things from the UK. So this is a really beautiful bowl, and I'm not sure they're still made in England. I think some of their items are and some of them aren't. It may be like Spode and some of these other brands where some stuff is made there and some isn't. But so I'm not really sure about this bowl, but it is beautiful. And this one is in a soft pink. But the cool thing about their bowls is that you can get them in so many different colors. It's their earthenware, and they look like the old fashioned mixing bowls that you would think of a grandma using a wooden spoon to stir something in. Very comforting, very cozy, and really, I feel like a piece of art.
Oh, yeah, and an heirloom in the making. And you'll have that bowl forever, and then you can pass that bowl down to somebody else. It's not going to be some junky little bowl that easily gets a chip or just kind of doesn't look so terrific. It is really a sturdy piece of kitchenware that you are going to enjoy for years.
Well, and I'm excited about having this. Remember my hand-me-down heirloom bowl that I got from my grandmother that had the government cheese in it during the Depression.
It's not
the best quality. But I keep it because it's such a fun thing.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, that they were giving out cheese.
I hope it doesn't come to that again, Kelly. But if it does, I want the bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can line up with your bowl and just get the cheese refill. Okay, this no one needs to bother to buy for me because I bought it yesterday.
So not just gifts that we want for ourselves, but gifts we might have already bought for ourselves.
Well, it is our requirement to try these things out.
Well, you're just doing your job.
Willy-nilly recommending stuff, without really diving in. I loved this lamp from the minute I saw it, and I knew exactly where I would put it. And even though it's a lamp that I loved and coveted, my goal was to put it in my girls' bathroom. And I don't know if anybody's going to appreciate it as much as I do, but let me tell you, every time I walk by that bathroom, the door will be open and I will look at it and be so happy. It is beautiful. It's from a small family-owned lighting company. Do you know Hadley James, Anita?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
Hadley James is the name of the company, but I don't know if it's actually the name of this woman who runs their Instagram. She is the best Instagram. She posts absolutely beautiful houses, but then just says something so funny, so witty, so clever, has nothing to do with the house. Everybody's commenting. It's such a fun Instagram to get on and follow. You will make you laugh, or you nod your head at least, and then you get to look at these stunning homes. And then she'll have maybe 3 pictures of the house, and then she'll have some lighting of their collection that may or may not be in the house or would go in the house or just is beautiful. So that's how I got introduced to Hadley James. Now, it's a little bit more expensive. So it's on the upper level, like I would think Visual Comfort, something like that would be at a price point equivalent. But this lamp, when you look at it in the universe of what they're charging for some of their other lamps, this lamp was a bargain at $260. So I usually do not spend a lot of money on lamps. And if you've listened to us for any length of time, you know that. I think you can buy a great equivalent, like the lamp I have in my bedroom is from Walmart, but I saw it at Visual Comfort for $600 and I got it for under $100 at Walmart. So, that being said, for this one, there is no equivalent. I needed to have this. It's the Eloise table lamp. It has a scalloped metal shade. It's white with gold trim, and it has the most beautiful base. And I just adored it. You know, when you just see something and you're like, I love that. It makes me feel good. And I know it's going to be perfect in this room. And in this particular bathroom, in my girls' bathroom, I did something which I loved. I found 3 vintage pendants. And now this was way back when we were doing the house. In fact, I think I bought these pendants before we had done a lot of construction, which is unusual for me. But I knew they were going to be perfect. So they each have their own box in the ceiling, and I hung them at different heights. And they are white milk glass with a little bit of gold trim. They're vintage. They're on a chunky chain that is not vintage, but it matches the gold. So it's a burnished gold. And this vibe and the colors, obviously the gold and the white of this Eloise table lamp is absolutely perfect. So I encourage you to check out Hadley James on Instagram or check out their site. But if you're on Instagram, you will definitely enjoy. If you're listening to us, you love houses. You're going to love her account, and you're just going to get a kick out of her captions. They're great. And if you're looking for a very special table lamp, I recommend the Eloise. And there are also some other beautiful lighting fixtures, all sorts, pendants, chandeliers, floor, table, accent. They've got it all.
My last item is a bath towel. And this reminds me of House of Hackney. Remember the House of Hackney things with Anthropology? Do you know if they're still doing a partnership?
I don't know, but I'm surprised you don't know. I'm going to get you a job at Anthropology.
No. Well, this kind of reminds me of the House of Hackney, but I'm not sure that it is. I didn't really see that on this one, but it is really pretty. It is a navy bath towel. And, usually a lot of times they're white. And I do, in general, like just white bath towels. But sometimes that gets boring, and I'm looking for something a little more fun. I've kind of moved toward more colorful, fun hand towels in the guest bathrooms when we have guests over. So they have, a nice bath
we all
towel
heard about those.
Oh, I know. You went on about them. So this is a navy background, and there's leopards all over it. So it's really kind of fun and just something that would be interesting. And I think if you have guests over, this would be kind of a fun towel to have. I mean, I love the cleanness, the crispness of the white towels. It does remind me of a nice spa, but, sometimes you just feel like a leopard. So I think it's time to have that some days.
Or not, but that's a whole other thing. Well, the absolutely perfect gift for anybody who loves decorating and design and likes listening to decorating tips and tricks is a consult with Anita and I. We would love to be part of your gifting this year. So it's so easy to sign up for a consult, and you would have an opportunity to just let us know when you sign up or in the follow-up email that you want to gift it to someone else. So it would be very smooth and easy to do. But you know what? You could also gift it to yourself. We would love to talk to you. And as we mentioned in a couple of episodes ago, the price for 2024 for the consult is going to go up a bit. So if you want to get the 2023 price, then you need to get the consult booked and paid for, but you don't have to schedule it until you want to, and that can be into 2024. So we recently had a consult with Jennifer R., and Jennifer left us the most fabulous review. I don't think we could say it any better than Jennifer did, so we're going to read you her review of her consult with Anita and I.
This review was left on our website, so I'm just going to read what it says on the website. I had been angsting about what to do with our living room for months. I finally decided to set up a consult with you. Now I ask myself, why on earth did I wait so long? You both came prepared and clearly had examined my photos and thought everything through before you called. You gave me specific, actionable suggestions which were right on point. You explained the reasons for your suggestions, which gave me the ability to adapt your ideas as needed because the goal and plan were so clear. I'm almost done with the room now and couldn't be happier. And that is signed Jennifer.
And we couldn't be happier either, Jennifer. We had so much fun talking with you, and we absolutely love doing the consults. So if that's something you're thinking about gifting yourself or someone else this year, get to it. We would love to talk to you. And I have to mention 2 of our brand sponsors. I hope you listen to the ads because that helps us keep giving you decorating tips and tricks. If you haven't got an opportunity to visit quince.com yet, I just purchased more items from them this morning. A couple more cashmere sweaters for my girls, and I got the wide leg pants. They came already. They're fantastic. And the wrap dress in the tencel fabric is the most delicious wrap dress, better than a Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is almost like a public service announcement to let you know more about Quince. So if you haven't gone over there and dived in yet, please do. You can get to them through our link in the show notes or going to quince.com/DTT. And then Skylight Frames. Anita and I are both having so much fun with the frames. Would be a magical gift for Christmas. I know you had kept this one for yourself, and I did too. I have to get another one as a gift. I thought, oh, this will be a wonderful gift. And then I took it out to, of course, check it out. We're not going to talk to you about something that we haven't checked out. And I thought, this is too good to give away. We love it.
Isn't that the truth? Because once I set it up and realized how fun it was, and, you know, other family members are sending pictures to it. And it's just so fun to see what new things other people are sending to the frame and what I'm sending to the frame. And there's a little feature where you can tap see new photos, so you can see just the new things sent. So yes, I am thinking about this for my mom because she's not really, she was kind of on the internet, but then she lost the password to her Gmail account, and then there's some problem with her phone where she can't get text messages, or she doesn't know how to. Let's just phrase it that way.
Oh no!
And so now she can't even go on her. It's just
she's living off the grid.
It's such a hot mess. I think I'm just gonna say, because she's like, well, can I see a picture of it? Because there were a few things. I'm thinking, she's like, well, can't you just put it on your Instagram? Like, I'm not gonna put a picture of my, like this weird thing that you want to see on my Instagram feed, Mom. Anyway, so I think this would be better.
All our brand sponsors are great, but these particular items and companies would be so great to think about for your gifting of yourself or your fabulous other people on your list. So what are we defining today?
Well, before we go into the defines, I did want to highlight an episode that I think kind of ties into our episode today. And I was looking back, and most years we have done a What We Want for Christmas episode. So I thought it would be fun to link to our episode from last year. A lot of those things are probably still around, but I will include a link in the show notes.
Perfect. You're going to have lots of things to choose from.
Oh, yes, exactly. So today we are defining Bauhaus. So this is a style of design that takes its name from an influential German design school that operated from 1919 to 1933. So the style is defined by simplistic modernism and the concept of form following function. Not sure I like that, but anyway, but that is... I'm not sure I agree with that part, but anyway, but this is what Bauhaus is. So it was a design school founded by Walter Gropius, or I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but anyway, that is his name, in Weimar, Germany. The core objective was to reimagine the material world to reflect the unity of all the arts. So if you think of the key characteristics of Bauhaus style, it's rational, simple, functional. It has a lack of ornamentation and a focus on clean lines that reduce forms to their essential elements. It can include geometric forms such as circles, squares, and triangles. It has pops of primary colors. This style uses glass, steel, cellophane, and plywood in the design. A lot of those kind of modern things you think of from the 30s, those futuristic designs, a lot of that was Bauhaus.
Yeah, really good to know. I like understanding what all the styles are. I don't think I'll be declaring my style Bauhaus anytime soon.
No, I don't think you will.
Not my thing, but it's really good to know. And if you're somebody who loves decorating, you should know about all the styles. We did an episode, oh my gosh, many years ago, I think, about defining all the styles, didn't we?
Yes. Well, not all the styles, but many. Yes, we did.
Many of the major ones. Good one. My crush today is a delightful tour of a home decorated for Christmas. And it's the tour of Carlos Garcia's home. Wonderful to see so many of the things that Anita and I talk about coming to life in Carlos's home. Christmas foraged, lots of branches, lots of greenery, and things from the garden or the forest beyond his home. Curtain panels by the door. We talked about that not too long ago. The mix of old and new and great use of color. There's even a tapestry on the wall, and we know Anita's done that to great success in one of her homes. And brown furniture is exalted. So I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's just the right amount of Christmas in this home. He's done it so tastefully and beautifully, and it's just a lovely, lovely place to put your eyes on at this time of year.
Well, wait a minute. Are you telling me there's no blow-up Christmas ornaments on the yard? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, there weren't any photos of outside. I'm going to venture to say he probably doesn't have any Snoopy Christmas inflatables.
My crush, and I think you would love this one too, Kelly. It's a YouTube channel. It's called Kirsten and Jörg, two Germans in Britain. Have you heard of this one?
No.
I don't even know how I found out about it. You know how YouTube's always suggesting channels to you, and you think, oh, I just love that. So they're this sweet couple. They're German, and they live in the UK. Duh. Well, it's a delightful mix of just kind of their personalities, and they go visit all these fun places. The stuff that we love about the UK, that's what they love. It's the dishes, it's the cool, quaint, homes there. They go stay in these bed and breakfasts. They go visit different towns. And one of my favorite episodes, they went to Stoke-on-Trent, which is where the manufacturing facilities are for Spode, Burley, Wedgwood, and some others, and they just kind of hit all of them all in one foul swoop. And I think they've done several episodes on these places where they go to the places where the pottery is made. And I'm just so envious because they go in and the seconds are there and they're really marked down, and I'm thinking, I think if I incorporated the cost to fly over there, I'm not going to really be saving money.
Yeah, it's really not going to be a deal at the end of the day for you, but you'd really have fun.
No, but they love Burley, which is really one of my favorites. They're such a charming couple, and she just gets so excited on all of this stuff. So I'll include a link to their channel in our show notes. Their enthusiasm is really just so infectious.
So much fun hanging out today. I think I'm going to go do a little online shopping and go pick up my books at my local bookstore, which was so easy just to order, pay, and then they're going to have them at the will call for me. So thanks so much for hanging out with us today. And remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time. Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult. We can't wait to talk to you.